In the world of high-stakes investment research, information isn't just power, it's profit. But what happens when all that crucial information becomes more like a chaotic flood than a clear stream? Well, today we're going to break down how one enterprise tackled a massive data challenge and actually turned it into a real competitive advantage. Let's dive in and see how they brought some serious clarity to the chaos. So, here's our game plan. First, we'll set the scene with the problem, what we're calling the data deluge. Then, we'll unpack the really elegant solution they built, piece by piece. We're talking about the sync engine that keeps data fresh, the API powerhouse that drives all the cool features, and the consistency check that guarantees quality. And then, we'll get to the payoff, how this all led to smarter, faster decisions. All right, let's get into it. You have to picture the fast-moving world of investment research. Timely and accurate data isn't just nice to have, it's absolutely essential. We're talking about a constant, non-stop stream of reports, market data, and analysis that has to be processed pretty much instantly. There's no room for delay. And that really brings us to a critical question, right? What is the cost of old data? I mean, it's not just a minor inconvenience. It could mean completely missing a huge opportunity, or even worse, making a really bad call based on outdated information. The stakes are incredibly high, which is why having the right info right when you need it is totally non-negotiable. So the core challenge here wasn't just about the sheer volume of data, though that was a big part of it. It was about the complexity and the need to get it to the right people seamlessly across a bunch of different platforms. The real goal was to build a system that could finally tame all this complexity and turn raw, messy information into clear, actionable insights. Okay, so how in the world do you solve a problem of this magnitude? Well, you have to architect for performance, right from the ground up. And this is exactly where the expert partner IT Idle Technologies came into the picture to design and build a solution that was perfectly tailored for these demands. Their approach was really smart. They created a complete application ecosystem. Think of it as a collection of integrated tools all working together, designed specifically for scalability and high performance. This wasn't about some quick fix or a band-aid. It was about building a solid, robust foundation that could grow and evolve right alongside the business. So let's peek under the hood at the tech stack that brought this whole thing to life. Every single piece here was chosen for a very specific reason. React was used to build a modern, really responsive user interface. ASP.NET Core provided a powerful and super reliable backend. And what's really interesting here is the use of GraphQL. It allows for incredibly efficient data queries, which is absolutely crucial when you're dealing with massive data sets. And of course, holding it all together is SQL, the bedrock for managing those huge, enterprise-level databases. All right, let's talk about the first major piece of this ecosystem, the synchronization engine. Its entire job, its whole purpose is to solve that old data problem we mentioned earlier. It's all about making sure everything is always current. At its heart is this really robust console application. You can think of it as an automated workhorse that just runs behind the scenes. Its only job is to pull data from the main company databases and feed it into something called Solr, which is a high-speed search platform. This is the magic that makes searching for information incredibly fast for everyone who uses it. And the process itself is brilliantly simple and completely automated. First, the application taps into the core databases. Then, it processes only the newest information, no need to redo everything. Finally, it updates that Solr search index. This simple weekly cycle is the key to making sure that analysts are always working with the very latest data, which just eliminates the risk of acting on old info. Next up, let's look at the API powerhouse. Now, if you're not familiar, an API is basically what lets different parts of a system talk to each other. And in this case, it's what fueled all of the advanced functionality. This whole thing was built around a powerful GraphQL application. The big advantage of GraphQL over older traditional APIs is its efficiency. It lets the application ask for exactly the data it needs and nothing more. This is huge because it prevents data overload and makes everything so much faster. And by deploying it in the cloud, they got all the resilience and scalability they'd ever need. So how does this actually work in practice? Well, the GraphQL API is the engine for all the features users see and interact with. To make sure it's always on and can handle any amount of traffic, it was deployed on Amazon's Kubernetes service, also known as EKS. Think of EKS like an advanced traffic controller for apps, automatically shifting resources around as needed. This is what delivers that seamless scalability, letting the system handle huge spikes in demand without a single hiccup. Now for the final major component, which is basically the system's quality control, the consistency check. Because let's be honest, fast data is pretty useless if it's incomplete. This tool was designed specifically to hunt down and eliminate any information gaps. So what they did was implement a document comparison tool. Its job is to systematically check for any content gaps across all the different platforms. This is so important for simplifying audits and, maybe most importantly, for maintaining data integrity and consistency across the entire ecosystem. It builds trust in the data. And again, the process is simple but incredibly powerful. The tool automatically compares all the documents across the different platforms. If it detects that a file is missing somewhere, it flags it for review. This continuous audit ensures that the data is the same everywhere, guaranteeing that every single user, no matter where they're looking, is seeing the exact same complete set of information. So we've seen all the technical pieces, right? The engine, the API, the checker. Now let's connect all of that to the ultimate business outcome, which is all about empowering smarter, faster decisions. Because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. And this system wasn't just a static, one-and-done kind of build. No, it was designed for continuous improvement from day one. You've got the automated sync jobs, the intelligent GraphQL controls, and a real commitment to agile development. All of that points to one thing. This is a living, breathing system that evolves right along with the business. And the result? It was exactly what the enterprise needed: an efficient, scalable, and totally reliable system for managing its most critical data. The chaos was finally replaced with clarity. I think this quote just perfectly captures the entire mission of the project. It was never just about managing data. It was about transforming that data into actionable insights that drive real, tangible business value. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. In your own organization, is your data an asset that empowers you, or is it an obstacle that's holding you back? Because as we've seen today, having the right technology and the right expertise can truly make all the difference.